In the heart of a bustling ancient city, where the air hummed with the symphony of commerce and the scent of spices filled every alleyway, lived a young man named Khalid. He was not born into wealth or privilege. His inheritance was simple, a small handful of silver coins and the invaluable wisdom passed down from his righteous parents. They had taught him that true richness was not found in overflowing coffers, but in a heart content with the provision of Allah, and a character built on truth. Khalid's dream was a humble one. He wished to open a small stall in the Grand Bazaar, a place where he could sell fine fabrics and build a life for himself, a life guided by the principles of his faith. His neighbors had grand displays, their stalls overflowing with vibrant colors. Khalid's little corner was quiet, often overlooked. Yet, he did not despair. Every morning, before the first call to prayer echoed through the city, he would be at his stall. He would carefully clean every surface, lovingly arrange his fabrics, and begin his day with a quiet prayer, asking Allah not for immense profit, but for barakah, for blessings and sufficiency in what little he had. As days turned into weeks, the financial pressure on Khalid began to mount. The rent for his stall was due. His earnings were barely enough to cover his daily bread, let alone replenish his dwindling stock. It was during this time that the whispers of Shaitan began to sound like practical advice. He watched a fellow merchant sell a bolt of fabric with a hidden flaw, skillfully concealing the imperfection and making a handsome profit. The temptation was a heavy weight on Khalid's heart. He had a roll of linen with a slight, almost unnoticeable discoloration in the middle. He could easily sell it to an unsuspecting customer. One afternoon, a wealthy traveler stopped at his stall, his eyes set on that very roll of linen.
"I'll take the whole roll."
His hands trembled as he reached for the fabric. His mind raced with justifications. The flaw was minor, but then a verse of the Quran echoed in his soul. Woe to those who give less than due. Khalid took a deep breath, his heart finding its anchor in his faith.
Sir, before you purchase this, I must show you something.
He unrolled the fabric completely, revealing the discolored patch in the center.
There is a flaw here, Khalid said. I cannot, in good conscience, sell this to you at its full price without you knowing of its imperfection.
The wealthy traveler, whose name was Faris, smiled. He was a seasoned merchant himself. He had seen all manner of tricks in markets across the lands.
He told Khalid, "Young man, you could have easily sold me this, and I would have been none the wiser until I returned home."
A profit earned through deceit is a loss in the eyes of Allah. My sustenance is decreed by Him. I would rather have a little that is blessed than a lot that is cursed.
Moved by his integrity, Faris bought the flawed roll of linen at a discounted price. He said he could use the good parts. He also purchased 2 of Khalid's most expensive silk rolls at their full price. This encounter became a turning point.
Faris did not just become a customer, he became an advocate.
The story of Khalid's honesty traveled faster than any caravan. People were intrigued. In a market where everyone was wary of being cheated, the promise of a truly honest transaction was a powerful draw. Slowly, a new kind of customer began to seek out Khalid's humble stall. His business did not explode overnight. It grew with the slow, steady strength of a deeply rooted tree.
Instead of lying and promising he could get it tomorrow, he would honestly say, "I am sorry, I do not have that in stock right now, but Merchant Abdullah 3 stalls down may have what you seek."
The customers he sent to other stalls would often return to him later, grateful for his guidance and honesty. As seasons changed, so did Khalid's fortune. His reputation for being Al-Amin, the trustworthy one, became his brand. People would specifically walk past the larger, more established shops to come to his corner. They knew that with Khalid, the price was fair. The measure was exact. The quality was exactly as described. He never had to shout or use clever sales tactics. His character did the selling for him. Customers would bring their friends and relatives saying, "If you want to buy with peace of mind, go to Khalid. His word is his bond." The elders of the market, who had once seen him as a foolish, struggling boy, now looked upon him with immense respect. They saw the wisdom in his unwavering commitment to Islamic business ethics. His business began to flourish in a way that he had never imagined. The barakah he had prayed for was now manifest. With his increased, blessed profits, he was able to expand his stock. He traveled to distant lands to source fabrics himself, ensuring he could vouch for their quality firsthand. He began to stock a variety of textiles that were unmatched in the bazaar, not just in quality, but in the honesty of their presentation. When competitors faced downturns because of their deceptive practices being exposed, Khalid's business remained stable and strong. His foundation was not built on the shifting sands of trickery, but on the solid rock of truthfulness. One of the most powerful examples of his integrity came when a supplier accidentally delivered a shipment of rare silk that was far more valuable than what Khalid had paid for. The supplier's records showed the cheaper order. Without a moment's hesitation, he sent a message to the supplier, informing him of the error and arranging to pay the difference. The supplier was stunned. He was so moved by this act of profound honesty that he offered Khalid an exclusive partnership, giving him the best prices and first pick of all his finest goods. Khalid's stall was no longer the smallest in the bazaar. He had even hired assistants to help him. He treated his employees with the same fairness and respect he showed his customers, gave them time off for their prayers, and taught them the same principles of honest trade that had brought him success. His shop became a model for the entire community, a living testament that one does not have to compromise their faith to succeed. In fact, holding on to one's faith was the very key to true, lasting success. Years passed. Khalid became one of the most respected and wealthy merchants in the city. He owned several stores, warehouses, and even a caravan of camels. Yet his character remained unchanged. He was still the same humble man. He never forgot his origins. He had started with a few coins and a prayer for blessings. He used his wealth to benefit others, supporting orphans and funding a community well. He provided loans without interest to young merchants. He understood his wealth was a trust from Allah, a tool to be used for good. His true wealth was the love and respect of his community, the peace in his heart, the knowledge he had built his life on a foundation pleasing to his Creator. He proved a business built on lies is like a house built on sand, destined to collapse. The ultimate lesson of Khalid's life was clear and powerful for all to see. He reminded everyone Islamic principles are practical guides for the marketplace: trust, fairness, transparency. True wealth comes from patience, honesty, and integrity.